he was
Rimbaud
saying this.
too. I'm told that you know poems by Rimbaud by heart.
Yes, Baudelaire.
Treat us. Treat us to, before we get to Leo Frey, one poem by Rimbaud.
Look, there is something which is the smallest one. He wrote this, he was 16, and he's called Sensation. Sensation, you know, it's really about perception. And he wrote this, he was very young, 16-year-old, and for me it's one of the most beautiful poems of the French literature. And it says like this: Par les soirs bleus d'été, j'irai dans les sentiers, picoté par les blés, fouler l'herbe menue. Je ne parlerai pas, je ne penserai rien, mais l'amour infini me montera dans l'âme, et j'irai loin, bien loin, comme un bohémien, par la nature, heureux, comme avec une femme. 16 years. So when you are writing, sometimes you just put your pen and say, wow, they were people who...
They got it.
They got the words.
Yeah, and then he went mad. Leo Frey.
Les souvenirs de ceux qui n'ont plus de maison se traînent dans les bars ou sur les autoroutes. À 160 à l'heure, ils se tirent et s'en vont. À 160 à l'heure, tu choisis pas ta route. Cette machine à écrire qui se tape un manuscrit, ce manteau qui sourit et qui me tend les bras, cette valise où mon âme est pliée sans un pli, cette bougie qui meurt et qui n'en finit pas, ce papier que noircit une lettre d'amour, ce crayon malheureux et qui a mauvaise mine, ce miroir qui me parle et la nuit et le jour jusqu'à l'ultime jour, jusqu'à l'ultime nuit. Les souvenirs de ceux qui n'ont plus de maison se traînent dans les bars ou dans le fond d'un lit. À 160 à l'heure, ils se tirent et s'en vont à 160 à la mélancolie. Ce parfum qu'on oublie dans le bruit des odeurs, cette larme qui coule et qui sèche à ton bras, ce bijou qui s'ennuie au cou de ton malheur, cette gorge qui s'ouvre et qui n'en finit pas, ce matin qui s'ébat dans l'horreur de la vie, cette ombre de la brume où se perd la mémoire, cette conscience au bout de ce qui t'est permis, ce désespoir enfin qui s'invente une histoire. Ils s'en vont, les souvenirs cassés, ils s'en vont, les souvenirs, allez, comme des chiens perdus qu'on ne reconnaît plus, si ce n'est à leur queue un tremblement de l'âme. Ils pleurent tous ces chiens qui s'en vont, larmes basses, dans le fond de la brume, on les voit divaguer. Quelquefois ils s'en prennent à leur ombre et demain des soleils amoureux leur laisseront la face et leur mélancolie.
When I went over the clips and things you requested or selected, it struck me there was nothing about Egypt.
Mm-hmm. No, there are many things in my life about Egypt, but it's true that that's a good point. That it's true when I'm asked about things that were shaping my life, my memories. Is for example, about art is really this music. But I'm very, very attracted by music and lyrics, and this is what Léo Ferré was doing. He was one of the last one to do this in the French,
You went to live in Egypt, right? In I think 1991. You studied at Azhar.
Yes. What I did is I was prevented from going there till the 70s, and then I started to go there in 78 from time to time, and then I started to study Islamic studies, and then I decided to go for almost 2 years. In fact, altogether it was 20 months of intensive courses to be able to get the whole range of Islamic studies that are done by the students in 5 years or even 6 years. So I went through this. It was really 15 hours a day with the scholars, one-to-one courses, and just work.
You are one fanatic little man, a big man. You've said that you had a massive culture shock in Egypt, that it was there.
That's true. Yes. By the way, you were saying nothing about Egypt, but that's true that when we were talking about the desert and all this, it's connected to Egypt as well, because I had remembrance coming from there as well. But it's true that when I was young and I was listening to the stories, my father, the struggle, the political struggle, I idealized Egypt. It was the country where everything was there. So
where you would not be in a minority.
Yes, but even it's the family life. It's there that I have to go back till I was 23 years old. I was always, when the people were asking me, I was saying, I will go back home. I will go back there. And then when I started to go in I was 17. This was the first shock. That in fact was not really my culture. So the language was not a problem. I was going there, but at one point I said, "This is not really my." But still, I was struggling to persuade myself that this was my destiny. I would go back home, and then 23, I realized, and then I got married, that it was not going to be my.
Can you give an example when it occurred to you for the first time? Ida,
yes, exactly, in the dialectal Egyptian way. You know what was really the point? The sense of humor. Yes, really. That they were. I remember once I was at my uncle's home. I was 18. It was in Egypt, and they were starting to laugh. And at one point I was laughing at the beginning, and at one point I stopped and said, "No. It's not really. There is something which is. I'm alien to what is happening here. It's something which was not me," and I realized with time that yes, there was something European in me.